Okay, record. Okay. So welcome to the June Zoom call. I still have to remind myself it's June because this month is zooming by. It's flying by.
Yeah.
So we just have a lot of topics that I want to kind of cover tonight. So I'm not going to go into a lot of detail about everything. If this is going to be more of a topical, I'm going to cover a lot of information. So but if you have questions, stop me at any time and we can kind of explore that more. And just to remind you, I do have a YouTube channel, and there are a lot of videos on YouTube channel. But if there's something specific you guys want to know, it's super easy for me to just make a video and put it on YouTube, because if y'all have the question, other people probably have it as well. So just know that that's a resource there for you. And also, you know, that's what I'm here for. Anything that you guys need help with, or you want ideas with, or even if you want some one-on-one coaching, I'm available for that. I want our group, you know, our team of ladies to just be a group that supports each other and, you know, to be successful. And, you know, if y'all have questions, pop it on our page, and somebody else may have the answer to it as well, or they may have a different answer than me, which is good because then you get different perspective. So, you know, just reach out to me if there's anything that I can help you with, or if you want ideas, or, you know, whatever. And if I don't know, I'll figure it out and we'll kind of learn it together. So again, if you guys are just joining on Facebook Live, I am doing this Zoom and Facebook Live. So if you want to be able to talk and chat in person, you can hop on the Zoom, or you can stay on the Facebook Live, and I'll try to watch the questions from both of those. So I wanted to make sure that everybody knows that we still have and I don't know if it's going to be permanent yet, or if it's just going to be temporary. We haven't heard one way or the other, but till the end of June, which is just a few more weeks, you can actually recruit people with no joining fee. So they don't get a kit, they don't get a bag, they just pay their $14.95 plus tax, and they are instantly a consultant. So the way that would work is I have someone and I put her information on the computer. She now has her own website and her own Truora account as a consultant. She instantly pays the $14.95, and she has the opportunity to purchase what's called kit builders. And if you look in the back office under resources, and it's got like the little thumbnail of all of the forms and flyers, there's a whole section on recruiting. And in recruiting, you can download that flyer, and there's 3 different packages that a new consultant can order, but she only has 15 days. So what I try to do whenever someone new does join is I try to either have a call with them myself, or if they're a downline person, like I believe that was you, wasn't it, Nelda, that we did was that you? We did the 4-way. We did a 4-way Zoom so that I could go over, you know, things to do in the beginning. And that's one of the things I like to let them know. If it's, you know, 2 weeks in before they're finding out about the kit builders, they may, you know, it's always good to let them know that they have that opportunity to purchase that. And it's totally fine if they don't. But I know when I was recruited 20 years ago, whenever it was, my recruiter assumed for whatever reason that I wouldn't want to purchase products. I don't know if she assumed I didn't have the money or I didn't want to carry inventory. And by the time I found out about the opportunities, I had missed it. So I just let that be a learning experience for me. And even I was a company trainer for a long time, and I always tell people about the opportunity they have to order any kind of ordering, you know, special offer, because it's totally up to them if they do it, but it is your job to make sure they know they have that opportunity. So that's kind of how you can approach it. It's not like you're asking them to buy anything. You're just giving them a heads up. Hey, here's something that, you know, only you can get only in the first 2 months. I mean, the first 2 weeks, 15 days. And the 3 packages, they are allowed to get up to 1 of each. They can't get multiple. So there's like just the skincare, and there's one with just the makeup, and then there's one with the skincare and the makeup. They can purchase all 3 of those, or they can purchase just 1 or 2. The benefit would be if you get, of course, this 1 set, then they have it to use themselves, and they can use it as their demo kit. What I like to do is have a separate kit for my demo versus for myself. And then, of course, the makeup, you know, it's good to have that. So it's totally, totally up to them. But just know that that's there. So even if we go back to where they have to join with the starter kit, those kit builders are still there. They were there even before we had this $14.95 special. So are y'all liking that? I know I had one join a couple weeks ago, and I've got another one I'm following up with who should be joining sometime this week. So what are y'all's comments on what do y'all think about the $14.95? Do y'all like it? I'm getting some thumbs up. on the Facebook Live. So that's good. I think it's great because a lot of times people hesitate, and this way they really haven't lost a lot as far as, in their mind, they're thinking, oh, this is a lot of money, although it's really a fabulous price, for starting your own business. But this way they can kind of start slow and take it slow. And even if they only sell, a little bit each month, it's going to be easy to make their $15 a month as long as they're consistent. Okay, Deb likes it. She says it's great. Okay, so just know that, again, we are not guaranteed. We have not heard. We just know that it's going to be through the end of June. Personally, I hope that we keep that, because then they can sign up for 15 and they can order products, or they can sign up for 15 and not get products. If we go back to the kit, that'll be fine too, but the only option then is to be, they have to purchase that starter kit. So anyway, just know that that's limited. So if there's anybody that you've been talking to about it, I don't know for sure, can't guarantee it won't be, that we'll have it past then. So just know that. Also, if y'all have
I have a question.
Yeah.
On the kits that are on the getting started, those 3 kits, how do they order those? Do they have to call customer service?
No, that's a good question, because it's not on I guess they would, because it's not in when they go to order.
Right.
I guess you would just call and do it that way. I'm not sure, but that's a good question. Let me write that down. All right. That's good. I know we'll be able to figure it out, whatever it is. So if anybody needs help with something like that, don't hesitate to call me. We also, on that back office, they also have where new consultants and the recruiter can earn product credits and some free gifts. So just make sure you're paying attention to that too. I know when somebody's new, they're excited, and that's a great time for them to take advantage of any offers. So whether it's the kit builder, and also the kit builders, it shows you like how much PV they get and then their discount, and know that they are going to get an additional discount. If, for example, if the PV on that kit builder is like 300 or more, they're going to get 10% of that back. So they would pay the price shown, but then they would get their commission check. And then if they reach 800, 1500, or 2500, they get even more commission on that kit. So that's actual personal volume for the new recruit and for the recruiter as well, because it's a retail item. And so that's good to know. And then, so if they're working toward earning free products or the free gifts that are in the little recruiting promotion, that's like killing 2 birds with 1 stone, because they can buy the kit builder, and it's going to also count toward their free gift, and they're going to get PV from it, and they're going to get commission from it. So it's a lot of information. So I just try to make sure everybody knows that. And also, if y'all have not reviewed this in a while, I'll kind of show it. This is on the Zoom, this little chart, and I think y'all probably all seen this before. I try to contact everybody, and sometimes I may be out of pocket the last day of the month, but there are a lot of times when it's the last day of the month, and a lot of you guys may have in like, I don't know, $275 in volume, and you may not realize it, because maybe you had like 200 in sales, and you may not know it, but somebody may have gone on your website and placed an order, and it's got you really close. So for example, if someone has 275 in sales, and they stop right there, then the only commission they're going to get is that 20%. But if you get to 300, you get an additional 10%. Well, 10% of 300 is $30. So sometimes people are like $30 or less away from getting a $30 bonus. So if you sell the product, then you get that $30, or even if you bought it yourself, you'd end up getting it free by the time you get the commission back. So I try to watch that. If you're anywhere close, don't wait, don't count on me doing it. I try to do it, but I may miss it sometimes, especially like if I'm out of town or whatever. I may not always be able to get to my computer. So just keep an eye on that. And anytime, at the end of the month, just look and see what your volume is and see what level you're next to, because sometimes you can actually come out better, if you sell a little bit more and you get more in commission. Okay, so we do have new products, and I ordered the body lotion and the hand cream, and I left to go on vacation, and it was delivered like 2 days after I left for vacation. So I didn't get home and get to try mine until Saturday. So has anybody gotten any of the new products yet? Let me know what you're thinking about them. I'm really liking it. And I gave my mother-in-law, she kind of house sat and watched the cat and watched the mail, and so I gave her one of the body creams, and she really liked it. So it makes your skin really smooth. Speaking of that, and I haven't done this yet because this is like week 5 of not having a regular schedule. I just had a lot going on, and I got home from vacation a day late on Saturday, and I actually leave Wednesday morning for church camp. So I've got a lot going on, but what I'm going to do is on my client page, or maybe even my personal Facebook page, I'm going to ask for 4 volunteers to use the body cream, and that will let me take before and after pictures, or they can even take the pictures themselves. And that's what I did with my skincare products also. But I'm thinking somebody that's like 40 plus or 50 plus, and just taking a picture like of the décolletage area right there, and just like this section, and then do the lotion, and then take a picture afterward. Good, Barbie loves them. And the way that I tell them to do that, if someone uses the skincare, and I'll give them all 7 pieces for a week and tell them how to take the picture before and the after. It's easier if they take both pictures, because I tried to do the pictures myself, but a lot of times it was a different time of day and the lighting was different, or they had makeup on and you couldn't tell as well. So what I tell mine to do, and this is if I give them like the basket and it's got all 7 pieces of skincare. Oh, good, Barbie's passing out samples. Is I tell them to take a before picture with no makeup on, either in front of a window or in their brightest bathroom. And I show them the picture of how, they're really close up. Like, for example, this is mine, and you see how close that I get. So I show them this, and I say, just take the picture before, use it 7 days, take the picture after with the exact same lighting. And that's how I've got most of my before and after pictures. So I'm going to have 4 people, and I'm going to limit it to 4 that want to try the body cream, and I'm just going to give them enough for like that one area, and then I'm going to have them take before and after pictures. And I figure if I do 4, at least 2 of them are going to be good enough quality to share, and then I'll have some before and after pictures of that. So that's just an idea of what I'm doing. You also can give out samples. You just, I find sometimes with samples, they save them. They're going to save them for a trip, or save them till they run out of whatever they're using. And that's why I like the basket, because with the basket, you have a determined day that you get it and a determined day that I'm picking it up. So you've got to use it, because it's not like you can use it when you get around to it. But samples are great to throw in the basket. Another thing that I'm going to do, I love the camp that we're going to, the church camp that we're going to actually has other workers that take the kids and work with them and do like their lesson and stuff. And we adults get some free time at camp. And I love that. And I usually work. They call them points of interest. And my point of interest is usually to work while everybody else is off doing their stuff. So I thought I might take a list of all the people that have bought extreme repair hand therapy from me in the last couple of years. And by the way, I do have lists on my phone. You have like the notes section in your phone. I have a different section for like people that have said, let me know when you get mascara. Let me know when you get hand cream. So I do have a couple of names on that list. And I'm also going to pull up everybody that's bought the hand cream from me, in the last couple of years. And I'm going to call them or text them this week and say, hey, we have a hand cream now. But just as an FYI, right now, you cannot order those products separately. You have to order the body cream and the hand lotion. So if they just want the hand cream, for example, then you can let them know we've got it. And then you can even go ahead and take all their information, their name, their address, their email, and their credit card. And you can say, as soon as it's available separately, I'll have one shipped directly to your house. So it's like taking a pre-order. Or they may want to go ahead and get the body cream as well, because they're getting a discount on it. I think it's normally $46 for both, and I believe it's on sale for $41. So they're saving $5. So it's kind of like getting free shipping. So just an idea on that. And like Barbie mentioned, she dropped off a basket today. You can do the basket with just the bath and body stuff in it, or you can do the basket with full-size products. And again, the benefit of using the basket is you're going to get it back, and they know when you're coming in, so they have to use it up or use it before you come so that you can get feedback. All right, any comments on that, on samples?
Mm-mm.
Okay, I want to switch gears for a minute, and I want to talk about TLCs. I know many of you have TLCs already, and many of you don't. And it's almost like, Dick Heath used to talk about, you got a bucket with a hole in the bottom, and you can't completely plug the hole, so you always have to be throwing more in the top. And I do have TLCs, and I have some that have dropped out just because they were backed up on products, or they wanted to use up what they had. So we always need to be adding TLCs. So I laugh at myself when I start trying to do math. So what I did is I kind of fixed up a little chart. It's probably going to be backward. But I just kind of wanted to walk y'all through without doing the numbers of the amount, like the dollars, of just doing like if you added, for example, 2 TLCs every month, then you would start off, and I don't know if y'all can see this, and I'm recording on the Zoom, so if you're on Facebook Live, I'm going to hold this over to the Zoom, and y'all can go back and watch it later if you want. So if you added 2 people in January, then you added 2 people in February, then you added 2 people in March, well, you've got the people from January whose orders are coming due again. So the 2 from January plus the 2 new ones from March, you now have 4. April's the same thing. You have the 2 from February, then you have the 2 new ones in April, you're at 4. So if you kind of follow this process along, you know, in May you add 2, well, you've got 4 from March, June, repeat. And so if you did this for a whole solid year and you added 2 people every single month, when you got to November, you would have a total of 12 TLCs ordering in November, plus December, you would have another 12 TLCs for December. So that would be a total of 24 TLCs if you just on average added 2 a month. And that would average out to be $1,800 a month in personal volume if they did the minimum order. I figured that at 150. But I have TLCs that order all 7 pieces of skincare. So I have TLCs whose orders are 300 a month. So I'm figuring this low, okay? So if you had 12 in November and 12 in December, 24 total, that's 1,800 in volume that you would have. You would know November 1st, I already have 1,800 in volume between now and the end of the month coming just from my TLC. And if you get to 2,500, you're at 50% on your retail and you're at 35% on your TLC. So I just figured it up that if you just did the 1,800, then at the end of that, you, of course, on your little chart here, you start off with 5% on TLCs, and then at 1,800, you would get an additional 20% because of the 1,500 level. So you would end up making on the TLCs 25%, which is $450 that you would already have coming in every month. Now that's a car payment. That's, you know, that's a lot. You know, there's a lot of things that you could do with $450. And not only that, you would be getting 40% on your retail. So if you had somebody that called and just, you know, ordered a product, or you went and did a party and you had retail, you'd be at 40%. And again, when you get to the 2,500, you're at 50% on retail and 35% on your TLCs. So just think about, you know, what's your goal? Just be consistent. If you only did 1 a month, at the end of the year, you'd have 6 in November, 6 in December, total of 12. So just kind of think about that. And this is a really good goal, but you have to be consistent. And there are no throwaway months. Don't ever get like to the 15th or 16th and say, well, I haven't really done much this month. I'll just wait till next month. Don't do that, because it's hard to get started, you know, if you're totally at rest. It's easier to keep going than it is to kind of stop and start and stop and start. And consistency is the biggest key that I could give you for this business, is just being consistent. So even through, and I know I shared with y'all earlier, I had a solid week where I was planning a big bash. I know y'all wish y'all were my kid graduation party. It was great. If I do say so myself. And then the next week, I had a solid week of being, you know, with my mom on and off. And then she unfortunately passed away on Memorial Day. That, I mean, she had dementia, so it was, you know, we're at peace with that decision. We know she's okay. So then I had a solid week of family stuff. I've had a solid week of vacation, and now I'm leaving for church camp. But even through all of the different events that I've had going on, there's still our business. We can talk to people in our path. We can send text messages. We can make phone calls. We can follow up through Facebook. We can on, you know, on Facebook with our group pages. So just think about where are those little pockets of time that you can work your business. It doesn't have to be a solid hour where you sit down and you make it. It can be standing in line at the grocery store, you can send a text. It can be, you know, just throughout your day. When there are times that you can actually.
I need to plug in.
What's that? Okay. All right. So let's think about, okay, now we know what our goal is, and we know that we want to do our TLCs. What are some ways that we can get those TLCs? What are some events or some opportunities? And we can do feedback here. Y'all can type it on Facebook or those of you that are on Zoom, what are some ways that we can actually talk to people about becoming a TLC or becoming a retail client? We could do in our path. There's, if we listen, there's always opportunities. There's always somebody that's complaining about wrinkles or, you know, whatever. Somebody may compliment you on your lipstick, which, by the way, this is the new Petal. Y'all like it? It's a little lighter than I normally wear. I normally wear like dark, but I like it, and it's kind of frosty. And just FYI, the frost, not as creamy as the regular formula. It's a little bit different because of the frost, but I think it's probably still going to be just as long lasting. I haven't worn it like all day yet, but I really like it. Okay, sorry, I got off track there. I got to stay in the lane with what I'm talking about. Okay, different ways that we can add TLCs are we can do one-on-one consultations. I had a lady swing by today for a couple products, and we set up a consultation because I'm leaving Wednesday for church camp the next Friday. She's off on Fridays. So I set up a consultation with her, and she's going to come. She swung by today, and we ordered her some makeup. But she wanted to talk about the skincare, and she was in a rush, and I was in a rush. So we set up a time. She's going to come here. I'm going to try the skincare, let her try the skincare on her face. I'll put the makeup on her too, and I'll tell her all about it, and I'll also give her the option. Hostess, you know, become a consultant hostess, TLC, or retail, and just give them the option. Another way is to do a booth, and I've done several of those lately where I have a sign-up sheet and I have them, you know, just check off what they might be interested in. So when they're at your booth, you usually only have, you know, less than a minute to talk to them. I want to sit down with them one-to-one. So that booth, it gives them an opportunity to check, yes, I'd like more information. I'd like to have some for a party. I'd like to do a one-on-one. Send me a link to your website. You know, and that gives you some people to follow up with too. We can also do parties. And if you guys haven't done any yet, do one at your house and invite some of your friends over. And you can also use the hostess. You know, if you're the hostess, you can't get hostess credit. But if you're doing it at someone else's house or someone else is the hostess, you can still use your house if someone wants to bring guests over, even if they just have 2 or 3 guests, because the minimum to have hostess rewards is 200 retail and 1 booking. So if you have somebody and they want to bring 2 or 3 friends over, you can put them in the computer as a hostess. And I think I have a video on how to do that too. So if you need to know more about that, just let me know. Also, we can talk to people in our path. We talked about that a few minutes ago. We can do Facebook parties. And I also did a video on how to do Facebook parties. But again, read it. If you have questions, watch it, let me know. But the Facebook party, once you set it up, it is not very time consuming at all. Once you set it up, now it does take time to figure out what you want to post and what you want to say. But now that we have the ability to schedule that on Facebook, but I will tell you, when you do it as an event, it has to be a public event. If it's a private event, you cannot pre-schedule the post. But I usually sit down, sometimes a week ahead of time, and I say, okay, at 8:01, post this, 8:02. So the posts are just pending, and they're waiting for that time to come up. So wait, I do my Facebook party, and I may change it. I'll post once or twice a week leading up to it. Then I actually have an hour set aside where people are on there with me, and I do games. I'll do a prize. I'll go live a couple of times. So I've got my posts coming in, and then there's 2 or 3 times where I actually go live and I can interact with them. I have done it before where I do it over the course of a week. I think more people probably see it, but I think it's easier to close when you do it in an hour, and it gives people that this is when you're supposed to be on. So, there's no right or wrong way to do it. Just play around with it and see what works for you. I've done a couple of Facebook parties with you guys as practice. So that's another idea. And so if we want to have more TLCs, that's what we need to do. Want to talk to you a little bit about Empower. That is coming up the very beginning of August. And right now, if you haven't registered yet, it's $199 to join. And that's just like any other continuing education. If you're a hairdresser, if you're a nurse, if you're a real estate agent, if you're a tax CPA, there's always more stuff to learn. So you have to get a continuing education. And so I just challenge you to invest that in your business. If you take what you learn at Empower, you will get your money back. Because if you do what you learn and you go home and you share with people the products and about the opportunity, you're going to more than get your money back. But I do have an Empower cash where you can earn. If you have 15, I think it's if you have 1,500 a month in sales, you get $10. If you have 25, you get 15. And that's each month through July. And I actually put that money in an envelope. And when you get to Empower, you get that cash. And anyway, there's also some challenges for anyone that reaches certain levels. There's like a CEO reception. And it's just a time not only to get to know people on your team better, but the people that are the most successful in True Aura, they're the ones that are teaching us. And I love that about our company, that we learn from each other, and our company is smart because they recognize, if this person's great at PLCs, they're going to be the one that this one's great at in-person parties or Facebook parties or whatever. And so we get to learn verbiage, and we get to learn all kinds of stuff from each other. And I just love, we've got people from all across the country. And I love that, we all get to come together and get to know each other a little bit better too. So with Empower, if you're anywhere near me, you're welcome to ride. I'm going a day or so early. And we also can all room together to save money on cost. So you can do however many to a room. And I think the price is like $165, whether you have 1, 2, 3, or 4 people. They don't raise the price of the amount of people. It's great to stay on site, and it's a really nice hotel. It's the same one where we stayed last year, and I believe we get, 2 meals included in that cost. So again, it's not a real big expense. All right, let me look over. If y'all have any questions, just go ahead and pop them in the comments or speak up, because I know I was kind of all over the place tonight, but I just thought these are a lot of things that I just want to kind of throw out there, and just mainly challenging you on TLC and giving you some ideas of what to do, and not to overlook that $15 sign up that could be going out. It could be ending at the end of June. So, any questions? All right. Well, again, just don't hesitate to contact me. I love hearing from y'all. It lets me know that you really want to hear what I have to say when you call me. And that's what I'm here for. I'm here for any coaching, any help, any, ideas, just whatever that I can do for you. Just don't hesitate to let me know. And I'm very thankful for each and every one of you. I hope y'all have a good evening.